we're gonna get you all pretty.
Alright.
Yeah. สวัสดีครับทุกคน
ครับ
Okay. Welcome to soundtastepodcast, the INTERNview series. It's our second guest right now with Pee-wee. Yay.
Yay. Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. And this is a very special episode because we're gonna do it in English. Because I think this business overall can affect a lot of people, so that's why we're doing it that way. And okay, let's start with you first. Then, can you introduce us fully what you're doing and what is your name?
Sure. So hi everyone. So my name is Wee. So I'm actually a fun fact about me is that I'm fully Thai, by the way. คือคนไทยครับ แต่ว่า I moved to Hong Kong when I was 8 years old, and I've basically lived in Hong Kong for like 13 years of my life now.
Oh.
Yeah, and so living there 13 years of my life, and I'm currently attending the University of Hong Kong, HKU, and I'm in my third year right now, going to my fourth year, and I double major in international business and global management, and also entrepreneurship in HKU. So that's my double major at my university. Yeah, so that's a brief introduction about me.
So we are now entering the business territory side. Before that, we got into arts, we got into music. We haven't started into like the mainstream stuff. So your take is actually like the first one. We got into like something that people actually wanted to get into. And I think the title of the clip and the title of the clip actually says what you're doing. But what is your interning? Where you're interning like right now?
Hi, yeah. So I'm currently at JP Morgan in the Bangkok office here in Thailand. And my role specifically at the firm is I'm in part of the equity derivative group, specifically in derivative warrants in Thailand. Yeah.
If you're not exactly like understand any of the word he means, I get you. But can you please also like try to explain your roles in the way that like other people can understand?
So I think you all probably know let's say the stock market, right?
Yes.
So I'm actually in like kind of you can say the market side of things. So my role is more on I would say on the sales side, because basically my product is derivative warrants that I do. It's like, imagine like a stock, right?
Yeah.
But then if it has like like a leverage in time, not sure what it is, but let's say if the stock is like 100 baht and the leverage is like 4x, let's say, and if it goes up by 1, then if it's leveraged by 4, that means it'll go up by 4. So what I do is more of like kind of like a leveraged product in a way, but then there's like many other factors, but I don't want to dive into much details, but just know that we list our products into the stock market here in Thailand, and that's the main thing I do. And I kind of like my day-to-day is just kind of like doing market research every day, obviously keeping track of the markets, like working with different teams, knowing kind of like what's going on, right? Like every day, because there's always something new going on every day. Like the past week, let's say the oil like prices have like it's like Trump, right? He's always like, market's always going crazy, so we always have to keep track of that, because it really depends on what products we list as well, because every day we're trying to basically list new products into the market, and then we just kind of have to kind of promote our product to the investors for them to invest with us, because that's how we kind of make, I guess, our money. If they invest with us and we get like the spread, basically.
Okay, so just like basically stock market, trying like product, like showcasing it to the customer that it's going to be up, something like that, right?
Or like even if it's down. So one thing about my product is there's a call and put. So call and put is basically you kind of predict the price if it's going to go up or go down. So let's say you predict it's going to go down, right? And if it actually goes down, the price will increase. So your price of that product will increase. So that's a good thing about the thing that I do. So it's a bit more advanced than the typical stuff, but then if like you know how to like do it well, play it well, then you can make, I think, a lot of money.
Okay. So at JP Morgan, right? So it's basically one of the top firms that people want to get into. I'm not sure I'm calling it right. Is it calling like firms or like bank?
You can call it anything. It's fine. Like firms, banks, whatever. It's fine.
So, but what is actually like JP?
So you could say like, okay, JP Morgan, I think the business, at least around the world, is a bit different. Like for example, in the US, right, they have like the JP Morgan Chase bank, right? It's more like a bank, like commercial bank, where retailers, like retail investors can, or just typical people can open an account there. But in like Thailand and many parts of the world, it's very different. So we do more of like the kind of like like back end stuff of things, right? Like we don't really, work with like people like me or you or like, just people in general, like, but we work with major kind of financial institutions, other financial institutions, companies and firms. And we just basically, we do everything. Like you think in finance, like JP Morgan does like everything you can think of. So it's more like, we support like other businesses in like Thailand. Like for example, if, they like, cause in JP Morgan, we have the largest like, USD like clearing, right? We have the largest like USD like, kind of like, amounts to, like in the world. So if any kind of firms in Thailand or like even like in like Hong Kong, Singapore, they want something related to like USD, like that's our advantage at JP. So
Okay, so and as the firm itself, like I think from what I heard, as compared to like other companies, what would it be like in the level of like Google or like in the finance world? Is it kind of like Google level or
in the finance world? I think y'all probably know about like, for example, in consulting, there's what NBB, right?
NBB.
McKinsey, Bain, BCG. But in like finance world, there's bulge bracket, we call it. So BB. So it's like what, like for example, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. And there's also like Citibank as well as in there, and like a few others. But then that's the main. Like the main three that people look at is like Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. I would say that's like the kind of the prestige,
the biggest, baddest of this. Okay, so before we get into that part, let's revert back a bit. So we know a bit more about your profile and how you actually like get into. So if you were to recap like your story, because you're in year 3 right now, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of experience. I would say like way a lot. So if you were to like pack it up, how would you compress that? Can you like tell us a story of it?
So you mean like from my journey from like my first internship or what?
Up until here.
Okay, yeah. So it's pretty long, I would say, because like growing up in Hong Kong, just I'm surrounded by finance, right? Everyone is basically in finance.
Center of the world.
So I live like in the city center, everyone's in finance, everyone's like in suits, like whatever, right? So I'm very used to it. And I actually started my journey quite young, like in like secondary 5.
Secondary 5?
Yeah,
not
so
at
I did my first finance internship at like secondary 5.
Secondary 5, okay.
Because I kind of needed to apply to, other business schools around the world, like universities. Yes. So it's kind of a good thing for my CV, because when I applied for university, I also submit my CV, my personal statement, whatever, right? So I kind of planned it since I was young that I always wanted to do business. So I did my first finance internship when I was like secondary 5.
At the time, like I still playing around, but okay.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I also played around like quite a lot. Like, I'm not like a nerd, like finance, whatever. Right? Like actually, I was in the Hong Kong national team for running before as well.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and I run my own businesses as well. Like I run my own businesses as well. So not everything's about like finance and academics, whatever. Like it's just a small part of it, I would say. Okay. But I think it's good to
start young.
I think start young in a way, like you build up your profile. I think to the people like listening, it's just like if you're like in secondary school, like secondary 5, secondary 6, just try to basically get a job. Just get a job if you can. Write something about it. It's good for your profile, stuff like that. So I started very young, and then moving to university, I basically did everything. I would say I was in like I was doing credit research. I was in private equity before. I was in consulting before as well a lot.
Oh,
so I did like basically like almost everything, I would say.
In like the business side.
Yeah, in the business side of things. So in my year one at uni, I was heavily involved in consulting. So I basically represented like HKU in major international case competitions worldwide. Whether that would be I went one in Norway, so my team won in Norway as well, and also went in the US. My team also won there, like luckily.
Okay.
So luckily I had good teammates, and I think I started off consulting like pretty strong in year one, and then my main internship in year one was with this company called Sun Life Financial. It's like more on like the insurance, but I was on the investment side of the things. So I was doing credit research, where once again it's just like more a lot of like research, like kind of like like bond ratings, right? It's like you value this company, what AAA, AA, are we going to increase it or decrease it the next quarter, stuff like that. So that's my first kind of like main internship. But and after that, I also did like investment analysis, like intern at this kind of like a small pretty small like, asset management firm in Hong Kong. So we just basically kind of, for example, they want to, let's say, buy like this hotel chain in Thailand, right? I have to be the one like kind of basically researching all like the possible things, like looking at financials, like how much revenue they're getting, expenses, costs, like whether it's like worth the valuation that, whatever they propose to us, right? Yeah, so that's my other main one. And I think one of my favorite ones is in private equity. So I did a kind of private equity firm in Hong Kong as well called Peak 21. Yeah, so they basically, like at that time, I think why they recruited me and this other Thai guy in Hong Kong as well was because they were looking to basically build up a like chain of veterinary clinics, like Loman Sap, like so they were trying to basically acquire a lot of these like vet hospitals and then turn them into a brand and then kind of sell it later on, right? Because in private equity, you just buy stuff basically for like you buy stuff. You make it better and you sell it for of higher value. So that's private equity. I think it's really interesting. And yeah, like that's kind of my main ones that I want to talk about. But the rest is just like other just normal finance stuff, other consulting stuff. But yeah, I don't want to get into too much details because gonna bore the viewers, So
yeah. Okay, so like intern in like various sector in business and also like a lot of case competition. Okay, so let's get this question first. So is JP actually like your first choice all the way before?
So I would say like 100%. Like, well, not really. Like I wouldn't say I wouldn't restrict it as my first choice because in Hong Kong, like I think I'm not joking. I applied to 200 roles.
Oh my God.
I had 200 applications in my like when I was in year 2 around this time, right? Like around your age, your time around this time. I applied to 200 roles for this time of right now.
Because like I think finance started earlier, right? The applications. So it's starting right now.
It already starts, all like the JP, like Morgan Stanley, like they're all out already in Hong Kong, especially. So I think in Hong Kong, I applied to so many, like 200 roles as before previously mentioned. So there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a decent like recruitment cycle for me. Apart from JP, I also got Citibank in Hong Kong. So I got Citibank for wealth management. But maybe like I can't disclose how much I'm getting, but it's just like
it's like
let's just say to cut the whole part. It's just like in Hong Kong I was getting way more, but I chose JP ultimately because it was a better name and I kind of like the role a bit better as well. Yeah.
Okay, so can you explain like the normal recruiting process of like what do you go through to get into JP?
So I think not just like JP, but with any other like major big banks in general, there's obviously you apply directly through their online job portal, right? Like their own website, whatever. So how it works is you basically submit your CV along with your cover letter. So CV is, I think everyone should know what CV is. Yeah, it's just like mention your previous experiences.
What about cover letter? Like you draw it yourself?
Cover letter, yes. So I actually had a whole like draft for basically the 200 companies. Like I had a different
individually.
Individually. Oh my God. Because you kind of have to be specific in the role that you apply to. But so that's the first stage. Okay. So CV screening. So I think for example, like I'm not sure about this, but I think like out of like let's say 1,000 like applicants, right? Normally the CV screening stage would maybe screen it down to like 100 to 200. So automatically, if your CV is like not good, then you won't pass through to the next step of the interview process, which is for different banks it's different, but some banks they send something called HireView. You know what HireView is?
No.
HireView is like a online video interview platform.
Okay.
So that gets like sent to you after if your CV like passes, basically, And how it works is you basically just they give you a question, right? And there's around 5 questions for each firm about firstly, why this company, why this role, and then after that it'll be like 3 questions. Like it varies. It could be like, the biggest challenge you face, how you overcame it. So it's just like basic behavioral questions, I would say, but some are obviously technical as well. So it's a mix of those, but basically how it works is you have 30 seconds to read the question and prepare an answer, and then you speak to the camera for 2 minutes, usually, So that's how it works. It's got online video.
It's like CV and like video
interview. But this is online isn't like it's like a robot machine. It's like not like with a real person. It's just like you just talk to the camera and you submit it over.
Okay.
And after that, people in the company, they actually like listen to you, look at you in the video interview, and if they like your vibe, if they like you, if they think you're a strong candidate, then they would move you to the next stage, which for me is usually, at least in the case of JP, it was a like case interview.
Case interview. Okay.
Yeah. I think every bank has their own way of doing it, but at least in JP, I've been in 2 final rounds of JP. So I did one in Hong Kong, so I did one here. And I think it's roughly the same. So it's like a case interview. For JP in Thailand, it was individual. So they just gave you like a business case, right? That's why I think, doing consulting before helps me a lot,
helps, yeah.
Because it gives you like the frameworks, how to answer it, how to tackle the problem, and how to basically be efficient in, talking or solving that issue. So that's why I think consulting comes into a big part, even though it's not related to consulting at all, right? But then I think almost every bank kind of has like a case interview stage, basically to, think about make you think about, like, they see your thought process, how you think about things, and how you tackle problems, and they see your creativity kind of things there. Okay. So that's why I think it's also really important to, be prepared about casing and start early as well. Like, everyone should like do some case competitions before like they apply to, I think, these firms, because I think it helps out a lot.
I think like people in the business would always try to do like case consulting.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but it really helps. Right?
Yeah, I think it really helps in my opinion. Yeah. Okay. And so here is individual, but sometimes it's a group as well. So group interview, group case interviews, I think a very different vibe. I don't think I've perfected it yet, but then like, as in like, it really depends. It also depends on, who is in the room with you, who are your teammates in the case. Because obviously in a case interview, right, many things can go wrong. You can't really control it. For example, you have like 10 minutes to like present, right? And sometimes like you can't really control how much this person will speak, if they will go over, if they'll speak less, if they speak more. Yeah. So there's many factors they can control. But then I guess companies like it because it saves time. Because instead of doing one by one, they have like 5 or 6 people and do it all at once, and they can. Yeah, the thing is just easier for them. That's why they do it.
So it's 4 rounded already. So like video, or like CV, video, case, and then groups.
Yeah. The case and the group is like kind of the same thing. So it just like depends on the company if they want like a group case interview or an individual case interview. Oh. So that's the main thing. Back to group casing. It's like. It's like when you discuss things, right? All the people, like executive directors, they're there watching
listening.
You. Yeah, they're all in the room as well, watching how you speak with each other, how you collaborate as a team. So sometimes like people are, I would say, very fake. I mean, you can tell like they're like, all right, guys, like blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of things that I don't know. I think I prefer individual case interview, but like you can't really control it. Sometimes in the case.
Okay.
And if you it depends on the company, but some companies like they look at the case interview first, and then some companies they have it together. So it's like case and then have an individual interview, as in like more about yourself, your CV, your past experience, why you want to join a firm. But this time it's with real people. So in the case of like I guess like JP, it's just like a lot of, let's say, higher ups, right? Like executive directors, they're watching, they're listening to you, they're asking you questions. And it goes the same with, I think, every company on the road. It's like, there's usually, I would say, 2 to 3 people, or sometimes more, that are interviewing you for the role. Like, because, they just want to see how you are as a person and stuff like that. And then after that's after the case. And then sometimes I've had experiences with other companies where there's actually multiple rounds of individual interviews. So there's like 2 or 3 rounds of individual interviews with like different teams, different like executive directors, stuff like that. So the process could be very long, but usually it's around it's like around this, around like 4 or 5, like 4 to 5, I would say.
4 to 5.
Yeah, 4 to 5 stage, and then after that it's just about if you get the call or like if they give you an email, that means probably good news that you got the offer, and they talk to you again and go over your offer, like how much you're gonna get paid, or like how long the duration and stuff like that to confirm with you. So
Okay, so about JPM in Thailand, like Bangkok office, do you know like the number of applicants? Because I've seen like news articles like because like for the finance, the Goldman Sachs, the JP Morgan Stanley, they got like thousand like like a lot of applicants,
Yeah.
and they only get like 1,100 in, right? What was the case?
I think rough estimate that I had from that I've heard as well is around usually every JPM role is 1,000 plus.
1,000 plus.
So every role has over 1,000 applications, and they usually take 3 to 5 people. So
Oh my God, that's so competitive.
yeah, out of 1,000 people, like you have to be like the top 3 to 5 people to get in, I guess. Yeah.
Less than 1%.
Yeah, less than 1%. I think that not only applies to like JP, but also basically, well, maybe JP but more competitive, but like other banks though, it's almost the same. Like in Hong Kong, like they also give only about this, like a few offers to like 1,000, 2,000 applicants. Yeah, it's very normal in finance. So that's why it's important to apply to 200 roles, because
200.
you never know, you never know.
Yeah. Okay. So how long have you been working in this like roles?
Like you mean like as in
Yeah, in
like
JP. Yeah.
5 weeks.
5 weeks right now. So I think you started as summer analyst, right? The role is like summer analyst, and then like you go up from there.
So in JP, in Thailand, how it works is called an Asia Analyst Development Program. And so it's like a 9-week summer internship. And then if you do well, perform well in your line of business, you can get the return offer.
Yeah.
And if you get the return offer, it's like a 2-year, like 8 months, 3 times cycle. So it's like you're basically become like a, just an analyst, right? But it's like actual, you work there for one team for 8 months, another team for 8 months, another team for 8 months. And you can kind of, that's what I really like about it, because you can kind of explore.
Yeah, you get to like all the different roles.
Yeah.
Do you get evaluated too, right? In like each 8 months? So, like,
Pardon? Like,
do you get like evaluated in each 8
yeah,
months?
basically you do.
Oh.
But usually, like, if you get in, like, they will have something for you to do, like, guaranteed. So it's almost like a guarantee, I would say. I don't know, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so 5 weeks in. So I think finance and like this industry in general have like the well known of like being very hard, like working late hours, like consulting, finance in general, in Thailand and also like in JP. Is it real? Like, what did you experience from like your 5 weeks?
Okay, I think like in JP in Thailand, I think the culture and the work-life balance is much better in comparison to like Hong Kong and Singapore, let's say. Because in Thailand, I think people actually, obviously the work is hard, but it's only hard work from like 9 to 6 around.
Yep.
So it's not that bad. But obviously if you're in like IBD team, like investment banking team, it's much longer hours. But in every other team, I think people here generally have a good work-life balance, like 9 to 6, 9 to 7, stuff like that. Or some teams, they get it early. It could be like 6 to like 6, but then that's like the research team. So I think it depends on what team you work in. But I think so far for me, it's a pretty good work-life balance, like 9 to like 6:30, something like that. So it's not bad. But obviously I have friends who are interning at JP in Hong Kong. They like, it's like a 8 to midnight, 8 a.m. to midnight, like very normal,
midnight.
like almost everyone, no matter what role they are in JP, like they are working like easily more than 12 hours a day. Yeah.
And you're like expecting you're in like return offer too, right? Like working hard to get it. Like I think
everyone is like working hard to get the return offer, because it's like obviously very good to have, like,
Yeah.
stability, stuff like that. So obviously everyone's working hard to get the return offer. Yeah.
So if you were to like recap or like to get to your past self, what would you like build? No, let me rephrase it. So if you were to tell someone that also wanted to get into JP, like into this intern pipeline, what would you tell them? Like, what would be the tips that you would like to say?
So I think for me, I think I've learned that applying early matters a lot, because like especially in like big firms, right? Because applications on a rolling basis, kind of a lot of times in other like banks. I think applying early helps because it gets your profile out there faster, and they can kind of see like who you are first, and they kind of remember you more. And then like it might not apply to JP, but as in like every other, like I think a lot of firms, it's like they could accept like this batch first and this person at a different time, so they accept people at different time. It just depends on when they apply. So I think like applying early is my main tip. But apart from applying early is also, like, I would say you should also prepare a lot, as in like, you know, like get used to the online interviews, get used to speaking to the camera, just, and in general, just get used to like speaking well and knowing what you have to say without like yapping too much. Yeah, because that's important as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna ask about you then. So, what do you think that in your like portfolio? What do you think? Which of your profiles get into JP? What did which one of you that make you stand out?
So I think for me, I almost in every role that I applied for, I think I sold myself as a student athlete, and also I'm an entrepreneur. So, you know, I'm a student athlete. So as I think I haven't told you guys, but I used to be kind of like a national competitive level in Hong Kong for middle distance running, and I actually won the Hong Kong championship under 18 before in like 3,000 meters. So that's like my main thing back in like high school and year 1, year 2. And then in university right now, I'm captaining like the HKU men's netball team, and I also recently made the Hong Kong men's national team for netball. So I think sports is a big kind of sellout factor for me, because I think it, you know, shows your hobbies, your interests, and it's not all about work, right? Because outside of work,
I was about to ask.
yeah, like people want to hang out with you, like see you, like what vibe you are, because I think it's important as well. And apart from that, I always introduce my businesses when I talk, like in the interview, because I run 3 of my own businesses. So I'll tell you guys like very briefly. So number 1 is a like luxury watch reselling business. So I do it in Hong Kong, where I buy and sell like, you know, Rolex, Omega, IWC, like all these, like all the brands you can think of basically. I buy and sell them. I buy low, sell high. Very simple business model. And apart from that, I also have my own tutoring like consultancy platform. So I tutor other kids as well, but I also have tutors that work for me, and I plan and arrange their schedules for them. So that's my other business. And my last one is like buying and selling iPhones, because, you know, I live in Hong Kong. So I would literally go to like Shenzhen quite often, and then just you know, buy iPhones for cheap and sell back in Hong Kong. So yeah. So that's how I sold myself, I think, to these companies. Because apart from my work experience, I think like those things are, I think, equally as important, because it shows your like personality, who you are, stuff like that.
So not just like your past internship, but what do you do as a person? What do you like to do? What are like you're working hard? What are you like? What you actually focus on?
Like I think especially at a firm like JP, like I think everyone has kind of like something that they're special of in a way. Like they don't like, it's not only about your work experience. I think your life outside of work matters like as much as well. Like they care a lot about the extracurricular stuff. So yeah.
Can you tell me about like someone in JP that you like remember? Like what did they do? Because like
So
when you say it's so, like people in there actually like have something special for them.
I mean, like I think it really, I mean, like I think everyone there is like somewhat special in a way, because they like, you give me an example like, oh, like other, this guy, he's also in a national team for this sport, or this person, he like represented the nation in like, you know, like some like competition, stuff like that as well. So it's just like everyone has their own unique kind of like selling point of like why they stood out, I think. Yeah, so I think it's just in general, stuff like that.
They seem to be like a really hardworking people, because like they also fit like their schedule, and also like fit what they like wanted to.
I think JP cares a lot about that, for sure.
It's like people that are working hard.
People are working hard, not just hard, but like they have a life in a way, because like they can have a life, they can have fun and stuff like that. So and they can make sure that you can actually speak as well. I think that's really important. Like be confident, you're well spoken, stuff like that. It's like really important at JP, because a lot of the times we deal with clients directly, right? So you must have very good like interpersonal skills, and also, you know, you have to be confident, like sharp, just like, you know, ready to talk to clients and close down the deals. So I think that's why they really care about your kind of like hobbies or external factors, because that shows your personality, right? So
not just only like the hard skills. So like a lot of the selling points are actually like the soft skills.
I would say soft skills, it's very important. Because like even for me, I don't think I'm like very technical at all. Like I know very little technical, but I think I have like good soft skills, I have good people skills. Like I know how to talk, I know how to sell myself. So I think that's how I landed the role. Yeah.
Okay, then let's get to a bit on the hard skill set. on each role, like I think your role specifically, like which hard skill that they would want, like
I think for me, just very, very simple, like financial analysis that you should know. Just like looking at like whatever, because my role, we're just tracking like the stock basically, right? We're tracking the market, tracking the stock. So you just need to be able to analyze, the trends decently well. Like, what do you think is going to happen after this news just came out, right? Because news could happen like overnight. Like, let's say when the market closes, right? Like, this happens at night. Like, what should you do in the morning of like what would happen? For example, if the most recent example, if oil prices go like up, right? Then obviously you have to focus in on the companies that obviously like PTT, like Baratal, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to like look at specific segment specific companies, and then really look deep into what you think will happen to these companies, because you have to kind of be able to tell your investors of what to do, what should they like kind of like invest in, or what we recommend them, and what new products we can offer to them. Like, so yeah, that's why I think my job's really exciting in that way, because every day is something new, something different, and then it's just.
But not like crazy technical skills.
It's not crazy technical. You just need to be able to kind of analyze the market, know what to do, and apart from that, you also, I think you need good people skills again for me.
Yeah.
Because you talk to clients, right? You stuff like that. So I think you need good people skills, but it's not very technical. Like, because I'm more of a sales in my like role right now. So the most technical thing is probably when I do like a structured analysis of the product. So it just you kind of estimate like stuff. So it's like not crazy technical. Yeah.
Okay, so the intern is 9 weeks, right?
9 weeks, yes,
So it's
yes.
already half your session.
Yeah.
How do you like it so far?
I like it. I like the people there a lot. Everyone's like supportive. Like the bosses are great. Like everyone actually wants you to like be there to learn. They want to see you grow. So I really like the company and vibe at JP for sure.
It sounded like a work hard, play hard, like for sure. Right?
Yeah. I think so too. I think so too. Yeah.
What are the like skills that people aren't focusing enough to get into like this kind of roles? Like what are they like lacking? Because I think everybody in business always do taste competition, always do like hackathons, intern. They already did that. But what would be like the thing that they miss, in your opinion?
I think for me, I think people a lot of times in university, they focus a lot on their like GPAs, right?
Yes.
GPAs, their grades mainly in university. And I think that's the kind of one thing that I think disagree on, and that companies don't care that much about.
Really?
Because I have friends, right? They're like their GPA is like low threes, but they still land like 5 like bulge bracket offers, and like they don't even include their GPA in their CV, because their experience is like prove it and back themselves up, because they're kind of what they're doing outside the classroom matters more than your GPA. I think. And my GPA is also like not that high, I would say. Like I'm not even like first class honors, but I still land all these roles, right? So I think for me it's like it's a kind of, obviously having a good GPA is like, obviously there's a certain requirement, right? You have to be like at least like pretty good, but then you have to be like a 4.0. You have to be a perfect student to get into these companies, because they care way more about your character and your personality and just what you do outside the classroom compared to just your grade. So I think that's the one thing that people I think make mistake on in uni, is they focus too much on their grades or GPA, and then they just forget all about other things in life that they do, like whatever, like sports, friends, like even like internship, stuff like that. So they just care all about the GPA, which I think should be like, obviously it's important, like don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't be your main priority. Yeah, I would say.
Okay. So as for like the next chapter of your life, because it's already like halfway intern, and you're also like on your year 3 now, so you're graduating next year, right?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself?
That's a good question. I think for me, like, because I live in Hong Kong right now, right?
Yeah.
But my family, they are in kind of the US. Like my mom's in Ohio, my brother's in LA, but that's in Bangkok. So my family's everywhere. So I'm still not sure, like where I will be. Will I be in Hong Kong? Will I be in the US? Will I be in Thailand? But I think it just depends on the opportunities that I get, the jobs that I get. stuff like that, and that will determine me. But I think for sure, like I want to work in like finance for sure for the first few years of my life, and then after that maybe like I don't know, after a few years, after making my own money, I kind of want to start something myself as well, like be like a business owner. But then yeah, that's for the future. But I think it's very important to have main like just know inside and out of the banks, what they do, what financial institutions do. Yeah, that's my main kind of goal for now. Yeah.
Okay, so I think like one or two last question right now. So behind that, if you were to like tell any people in like both ties, I think both ties, like any like people that are watching right now in like that they are going through the finance, what would they tell them? What would you tell them now?
Like going through the applications or like
Just going to like the finance world in general.
I would say that I'm not sure about Thailand, but in like Hong Kong, I think it's very good money.
Very good money.
Very good. I don't know about Thailand though. Like I don't know about Thai banks, but in Hong Kong, it's like if you get into finance, like I think like for example, like in Hong Kong, I think no matter what you study, everyone will end up in finance somehow. Like
agree. Yeah,
they study
really
arts,
agree.
geography, music, whatever, but they will still end up working in something finance related because that's all the job is in Hong Kong. But in Thailand, I think it's very different. Obviously, I think finance is like not that good of a money if you work in local banks. Like I'm not sure, but yeah, I think. But in Hong Kong, I think there's a lot of money to be made in finance, and not just like that. But I think if you want to get into it, I think it's a very interesting like sector for sure, in the sense that there's more than you think there are in a financial institution. Like whatever you can think of, like they're doing it. Like it's not just it's not just about the stock market. It's not just about people like buying and selling stuff. It's not just about like opening an account, right? It's like there's so much more in the finance world that you may not know about. But once you actually get into it, like you'll see how kind of complicated it is and what type of businesses they're doing. So I think it's really, really interesting and has opened my eyes up, especially being at JP, like seeing like literally everything that they do is like amazing because it's a very big field. And I would say that don't be too scared about it because I think almost every role is you learn on the job.
Yeah.
So what you learn in university doesn't really matter. Obviously a little bit matters, isn't like you're like kind of like.
But as you say, like.
But as
the
I said,
technical parts,
like everything, like all the technical parts you learn on the job.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should be too stressed about it, even if stuff is complicated. Like everything will be learned on the job, and I think everyone can do it if they have the right mindset. So yeah.
Okay, and the last question that I'm saving for it is the compensation.
Yep.
So, like both Thailand and Hong Kong, what is the compensation in like the banking?
So I think in general, I'll just say like a range number.
Yeah.
But in Hong Kong, if you work for a bulge bracket like firm, they are for like front office roles, like what market, sales and trading, IBD, stuff like that. They are paying between I think 60,000 to 80,000 Hong Kong dollars, which in Thai baht is like around 300,000 baht per month as a summer analyst. But then the summer analyst they pay there is what you get as a full-time role when you become an analyst as well. So your first and second year would be around that range, not including bonus, but your base salary would be around 60 to 80,000 Hong Kong dollars per month, depending on the role. But if just like other banks and like other roles, if you're not like front office, it would just be around like 30 to 40 something K in Hong Kong. But in Thailand, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not too sure about Thailand, but the range, I don't know. Like I don't know, but Thailand, I don't know how much it is, but I think they get also quite a decent amount if you work at an international bank in Thailand.
Yeah, I think it's not that fair to compare Thai to Hong Kong.
Yeah, exactly. But in Hong Kong, I would just say the standard is like around that, around that range. But in Thailand, I think as a graduate in an international bank, no matter what, like I don't know, HSBC, like BNP Paribas, Citi, even like JP, I think you would get around. I'm not sure, but maybe around 50,000 baht. I think. Okay. Which I think for Thailand is like pretty good already. I think.
Yes.
But I think but in Hong Kong, that's around that range, like 300,000 baht.
But that would like lure other people in a bit, right?
Huh?
The compensation.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, PB, so much that joined us today. And
thank you.
You can like follow him. You're gonna ask him anything.
You can get my LinkedIn, get my
your
Insta.
business stuff.
yeah, just you can connect with me or whatever on LinkedIn and send me a message. I'll reply for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and thank you guys so much for listening today, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.
See you. Bye bye.